You know, I gotta say this. I never even dreamt that I would be mentoring folks, you know, through the voice of being on the radio. And it's a true blessing, because if you do, really do, help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. And, you know, I used to keep that on my computer to remind me of that when I would go through the struggles and stuff. And so we're going to just have them share a little bit, you know, and basically we just a few minutes if you guys don't mind, not long, probably about 3 to 5 minutes each, okay? On, close to 3. Okay, let's make it 3 minutes. Basically, just kind of share with us, you know, what made you take that step? Now, I know you hear me talk about stepping up, standing up, showing up, and growing up, and taking responsibility to where you decided, okay, I love being on the first level, but I want to really get the doggone thing done, okay? And you go for it. This is Dr. Consuelo Mewes.
Hello, everybody. Is this on? I think so. Can you hear it? Okay. This was my year, or what I guess last year I had decided, you know how you go through a couple of years and you finally decide, I'm going to get a mentor this year. And I'm going to take that leap and put the skin in the game, and I wanted to get farther than where I was, because I have done a lot of things, teleseminars, I've done a lot of speaking and all of that, but it just wasn't getting me to that point of excellence where I really wanted to be. I was at a seminar with Raven at the Beverly Hills Country Club. I think it was the second live event.
Rock Your Radio Talk.
Right, and I've been to every event, and I'm fortunate, I'm blessed because I'm in California, so I can be at everything. And Raven announced that she was opening a mastermind, and we were actually on a type of panel like this, and as soon as she released us, I ran. I was running people over to get to my purse because I wanted to make a significant down payment, because I really thought it would sell out and I couldn't get in. That was how correct it was for me to say that Raven was going to be my mentor, because I admire her, and I admire her at all levels, and we have a lot in common and a lot of connection there. But I look at her struggles, what she's been through, and I said, this is a woman I can respect and admire, and then I know I can listen to her and she'll take me farther. And something that I feel has been a transformation for me since coming into the mastermind, there's so many. I mean, on the personal level, there's so many, for one thing. I've also been fortunate because I've been blessed to go to like 3 conferences with Raven where we've had a chance to room together.
We made money at Laurel Langmeyer.
She's as manic as she acts. She's like that. And, you know, at night you're sleeping and you're hearing these noises. She's listening to tapes throughout the night. And then you're right, the prayer she did this morning, she was in the bathroom doing that. I said, Raven's talking to herself. She does that. I mean, everything she says, she does. She is totally authentic. And you know what? I began to incorporate those things into my life too. I thought I was a person that really is spiritual, and I believe in all that. But I mean, Raven speaks it out. She speaks it out consistently, just as she says she does. And when you're with someone and you're through the evening, and she has it going all night. But you know what, you kind of get accustomed to it. So I've begun to get accustomed to hearing something in my ear, even as I'm working, and in the background, I'm feeding myself with these positive affirmations that are coming through. So I've seen this, and I've also seen her work a room, and we did go somewhere, and I did make sales in the room, you know, and when you really start to make this thing happen, where you're getting sales and people are giving you money, and you need to go back and then fulfill your promises to them, it starts to change you. I mean, you're doing that at a level anyway, but when you're right there and it's an instantaneous sale, because you are telling people what you're doing, and they know that you can help them because you've been mentored to know how to state it without it being salesy. I mean, it was just a conversation, and then suddenly you're there. And I'm also thankful because sales-wise, Raven is helping me to reach to bigger levels. So I can say I'm getting expensive.
Got
you
your VIP
we should be anyway. I mean, we should all, and it's not just to be expensive, it's the value. Yeah. You know, I'm able to charge at my value level and receive it without someone even asking a question. It's just okay. you know, and it's like it's inside of you, you know you want that to happen, but you just didn't know how to make it happen. And once it starts to happen, you're like, that's fine. And my clients will come, the ones that are right, and the others it's not right or it's not the right time. But I do have some great value, and I know where they'll start and I know where they'll be. So the transformation is many. I've also gotten into a production mode, and I think that's important. I know every week I need to produce something, or I set a schedule. I won't go into all of the rest of the details. There's so much that I could share, but you really do get into a production mode when you know you have a radio show to have every week, and you create an editorial schedule or a calendar, or I have, so that I know what's coming. I mean, it really helps you to get yourself organized, and you become more of a professional person that way, more of a business person. And if there's anything that I would tell somebody that I've learned as I've gone, is that having a mastermind and being with people of like mind that you can call on and hear every week, we hear each other's voices. If I know I have a question or a problem, I know I can call on any of these sisters to help me out. I will call Raven. I had a high-level client the other day, and I said, Raven, I'm talking to this person in 10 minutes. I know I have everything, but I'm feeling anxious. And she takes time to just settle it down. You know it. This is how you're going to present it. I mean, that to me is huge, that I'm not alone in this journey. And because of that, it's leaps and bounds. It's not just step by step, but it's leaps and bounds. And then just being affiliated like this. I'm so proud to be in this mastermind with Raven and with these other women. I mean, it's phenomenal, and I just thank them for letting me be a part. So
thank
that's
you.
my piece.
And you know, if you stopped at her table yesterday, it was phenomenal. She's got a product line now, and I just want to say I'm so proud of you. And you're speaking, there's speakers now, and you'll find out more about that later. Thank you. Mary!
Well, I want to go in a different direction. I'm a procrastinator. And it takes, I mean, I was a bad student. I was just always, Raven, I can't make it today. I have this to do. I was a bad student. But Raven has a way, she's like my mother. My mother never raised her voice. She can make you feel so bad. And Raven, well, that's okay, honey. Just do what you have to do. Take care of your business. And then all of a sudden I realized, gosh, Raven has helped me create a book. I've got a CD. I've got my strategy session. I mean, just so many things that I always knew were inside. But they never, ever would have came out without Raven, or not. She says it's better to get it sooner than later, and that's what she gave to me, sooner than later, because maybe in another 10 years when I'm 70, it may have come to, but it comes to light now. I have my book, The Holy Spirit, God's Game Changer, my CD, It Takes a Village, my strategy session, okay, Faith Empowerment for the Wounded Heart. And all that's thanks to Raven, because it was always, let me check on you, but when she checked on you, you knew that if you didn't have something to report, you were in trouble. Thank you, Raven.
And now you see that tough love.
Yeah. Well, can you pass the mic back home? What do you feel was your biggest, not procrastination, transformation that you made? I mean, because you spoke yesterday, and I mean, you shook the house, you got your products and stuff. Just share with them what you feel your biggest transformation out of everything.
Again, I'm always to the left, making money.
Right, you know,
because when I started my show, and I have a spiritual show, I'm a Christian talk show host. I was so happy to be talking about God and having my show, and I didn't think about money, but Raven was always married. What's the fastest way to cash? But now I realize that I will not charge people for God's word, but I'm not giving out no free audio. You got to pay for some advertising. It's time for you to make money.
There you go. All right.
That's my biggest transformation.
So, Lavina, what's your biggest transformation, and then share something that you want?
Okay, my biggest transformation is pick up the receiver and ask. You know, because we always are afraid of rejection, or they won't receive it. But like Raven tells us, to ask for the people that are ready to receive what we have to offer. And I was the type of person, because I thought I was the only one that done this. I have positive affirmations posted all over the house, you know, and my kids would say, Mom, you know, but sometimes you have to motivate yourself when you don't have people around you that understand what you're going through. So when I met Raven, it was like, yes, she understands me. And it's really a special feeling that you get when somebody gets you, you know, because a lot of people make you feel like you're crazy. You know, and I know I'm not crazy. So we all have that special gift. So I learned to pick up the receiver and have a conversation and ask.
All right.
And get paid. And also, you know, I have a lot of passion in me, and I'm a serious type person, so I think sometimes people don't understand me. And Raven has brought me to a higher level. I'm an author. My book will be coming out in March, Finding Your Passion and Discovering Your Destiny in the Process.
All right, girl.
And my radio show is Destiny Driven Radio, as you all know, and we're all destined for greatness. So I just thank God for meeting Raven. And the host of the year, I wouldn't have done that if it had not been for Raven. She said, you can do it. Step up. Because I said, Raven, I'm the type of person I can be in the back. You know, it's okay. You know, because you help other people. But she said, no, it's time for you to step up. I said, okay. Okay. So, you know, that's my transformation. And yes, and I'm host of the year.
Yeah. One little thing would you like to pass on to everyone else, you know?
Okay. Step up, show up, grow up.
All right, thank you. Rena D. Okay, Christina.
So I want to share, if I may, the story first, just for a moment. So Raven, as you know, Raven called me as a gold call, and I'm sitting here in my office, and she's obviously looking at my website, talking to me, and the little speech she gave you right here, the little sample of, you do your research, you pull up their website, and you say, oh, it really looks like, you know, I'm doing a segment on coaching to success, and you look, you know, I typed in top coaches, and you showed up, and that's exactly what she said to me. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. You have my attention. And about, I might have been almost 25 minutes later, she says, I don't know, but something told me to call you. And I'm sitting outside of me going, my website is very traditional, professional. I'm a small business management consultant, thank you very much. And my spirituality is very ingrained in my life and very ingrained in me. And I'm sitting here going, this woman has no idea that she's talking to somebody who is as committed to her spirituality as I know she is. And so when she reached across to me the line that way, I went, yes. And I was told to follow. And so I followed. And I so appreciate it, because what I've gotten out of it is, I thought, you know, I'm 45, and I thought I look like I got my life covered. Don't I look like I got my life covered?
Yeah.
Have I convinced all of you that I got my life covered? I'm standing up and growing up in a new way. And I'm seeing from a deeper level how deeply committed I really am. And this horizon line that's available to me now, from that deeper sense of commitment, from the, yes, I'm gonna stand up, I'm not just going to tell myself someday I'm gonna stand up. It just gets deeper and longer and stronger every day. You know what I mean? Just on one of our calls, it was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 calls ago. She's like, how deep is your why? And I said, I always thought I knew what my why was. Ever since I got what my purpose was, I know what my why is. I'm like, I'm reconsidering what my why is all over again. On a truer level. Like, how far am I going to go? So I so appreciate that. We keep talking about how Raven, you know, gives you a hard time, but she doesn't. She never gives you a hard time. You just know that the call's going to come. That's it. And she'll answer with the sweetest way. Oh, sweetheart, I know you've got your daughter, and I know how important that is to you, honey. And make sure you do blah, blah, blah. So you just know the call's going to come. It's never me. You just know it's going to come. So, so what's the one thing that I would share, which is when opportunity's knocking, you know, wait till you're hungry, because if you're wait till you're hungry, but once you're hungry and you're ready to say yes, go with it, because my horizon line has gone way past being a consultant in a small 10 by 10 office. You know, I felt like I was making a change that way, but I now have a whole new horizon line of the changes I hope I can make. Grace given,
Yeah.
and, you know, my mentor kicking my ass all the way.
And you got your books and audio and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think was the biggest transformation, the hugest step that you made?
The hugest step really is the growing up in the bigger horizon line. That really is it for me.
Wow.
That really is. Standing up and being even more of an adult than I was before. But yeah, and the personal little breakthrough for me, and why Raven's so perfect for me, is I'm a crappy writer. So to be able to have a book that's going to be published in March, and we're using the same publishing house. To have a book that's being published in March, and to already be producing my next book, which is a spiritually minded, conscious-minded business owner's book, because that's the truth of my passion. It's like, yes, finally. You know, I get to be an author, and I get to have my shows, and I have my, you know, four packages of CDs. Ask Christina First, Straight Talk for small business owners and entrepreneurs.
And a speaker.
Every Thursday.
And a speaker now too.
And a speaker.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Hello. I had the fortune to meet Raven at a workshop, because as I said, it's so important to invest in yourself, and you never know who you're going to meet. And I went to lunch one day, and it was the last day, and I almost left. It was Sunday, the last day of the workshop. But instead, a voice inside me, you know, that little voice said, go to this lunch in Los Angeles. And it was Khalik and Raven and about 5 other participants in the workshop. And I had such a connection with Raven. I called her that week. I got her card, I asked for her card, and I called her and I said, Raven, I'd love to be on your radio show. And she said, okay, yeah, she gave me the price. And I said, okay, because I had my book, but I was stuck. I go to these workshops and I see everybody has their CDs, they have their workbooks, they have their workshops, they have everything. And I thought, gosh, it took me everything to write this book. I can't go, I don't know what to do. And so what I did, Raven talked to me. Well, we did a run through for, just want to give you some background, a run through of the radio show and what it would be. And she said, okay, let's talk. And it's so true, she really listens to you and what you need. She hears you when you're talking, and she heard me. She said, okay, she saw that I was stuck, and she does it in such a way that she knows where the holes are and what you need. And the greatest thing you can do is get a mentor who's done what you want to do, and then model and be mentored by them. And I said right away, Raven said, how about if you do a one day with me? And we can do this, and the cost was way over my price range, and she said, okay, I'll work with you. Just like she said, Raven walks the talk. I mean, she will help you, because she saw how I was done. I mean, I was successful, I had this degrees, and now I was just at a point in my life where I was done, and I couldn't move. And so thank you, Raven, because she said, she worked out something to help me, and we got me moving in the right direction. And now after the first time meeting for one day, we did a half a day because we did so much, I was like tears in my eyes, because I felt like, oh my God, it is possible for my dreams to come true, because I was at a loss. I mean, I wrote the book, who, what, why, where, and the why and the what and the action, and I was stuck. I laughed with my friends and I said, I need to reread my book, because I was at that point in my life. You know, and so Raven has really helped me to start moving forward. I mean, I audio taped my book, which was a stretch for me. Now I'm developing a system for my book, and since I told you, I just shared with you something where I'm going through a transition in my life, that, okay, create a product for my book, the Imagineering Your Life System for Success. So I'm writing a workbook that's going to help me break out my, frustration of, okay, moving forward. So thank you, Raven. It's really helped me believe in myself, and then I can move forward, and the right people show up at the right time.
And you got your audio for your book.
Oh my God, my audio!
That was process, but you got it done, huh?
Yeah, that was a process. I lived down by Miramar in San Diego, and I'd be recording, and then the F-18s would be flying over. And I was like, I'm never gonna be able to do this. And then the crows would be in the backyard. And it was, you can do it, just step by step. I mean, it's like these crazy things. Yeah.
So what would you what do you feel you want to pass on to everyone else? I mean, you were able to get through your transformation. Yours was mainly, Siobhan invested in everyone. She had some top mentors. Some of them were the same mentors as mine. And I told her, I said, you got to stop investing.
Yeah.
I said, don't even buy anything else from me until we get some stuff done.
Right, it was incredible. I mean, I've invested in the best of the best.
But you wouldn't get it done. Yeah.
And it was, let's see, about 5 years ago, I decided, okay, I saw it down in San Diego, Live Your Best Life 2008. That was 6 years ago. And I saw Ken Blanchard, I saw Lisa Nichols, I saw Tony Robbins. It was all a charity event. And I looked at them, and I was an engineer at the time, and I just said, it was like a flaming arrow came right through me from the stage when I saw Ken Blanchard and Lisa Nichols up there. And I said, I want to do that. I want to become a best-selling author, and I want to speak around the world and really help people. And that was my why, like I shared with you. And I said to myself, this is crazy. I'm afraid to speak. I mean, I couldn't even get up at Jack Canfield's 5 years ago because I couldn't even ask the questions. But what I did was I said, I'm going to study with the best of the best, because if they're doing it, then you do it. And that's what Raven came in, and my book was born, which helped. But then Raven got me unstuck, where I just hit that hurdle. So that's where my message comes through to you, and I know each and every one of you has that gift, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. And I was just blessed to find Raven, and that's what the most I got out of it. And I stopped investing in anybody else. Thank goodness. I mean, I couldn't. I was like, and I made.
I took the check out of her hand at a place. She was like, you are not buying anything else.
Oh, it was to be part of another book. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And she goes, no, it's at Lisa Sassman. She goes, give me this. And she really, really takes care of you, and I appreciate that.
I said, buy from Lisa later. We gotta get some stuff done. You can buy anything else.
So I could talk forever about Raven because I love her, and she's always been there. And so thank you, Raven.
You're welcome. Marsha. Remember that show? Marsha.
So I met Raven last summer, and I was going through
Rocky Radio Talk.
Yeah, Rocky Radio Talk, going through a really, really huge transition. I had been in corporate America for like 26 years, and my job ended it'll be a year next month, March, so March 2013. And I wanted to do something on my own. I wanted to take my human resources experience forward on my own, and I finally had to, come to the conclusion that it just was too anxiety-producing for me. And Raven has always been there as a friend to me and not criticized me, even though I criticized myself a lot because I spent a lot of money too and wasn't doing anything with it. And I diddle-daddled on what I wanted to do my radio show on, and haven't quite gotten there yet. Now I had kind of a feeling last night as I'm standing in my front yard that's now 4.5 acres, and kind of feeling like my life has come full circle, because part of my growing up was on a farm in Nebraska, and now I'm kind of on a little mini farm again. So I don't know, maybe I could be the next, what's her name, the Dree Drummond, that pioneer woman or whatever. But Raven and I had kind of a stressful conversation a couple weeks ago, and I had this terrible...
You never know what they're going to say.
I was the one that took it to the stressful level, and I had this terrible knot in my stomach for a couple days, and then we talked again, and I apologized. I just had had, as she knows, a lot going on the last couple months, and I've been kind of out of pocket. That's why I didn't come up here with the group, because part of me is feeling like I haven't been invested and involved because of the other things going on in my life. But my takeaway, and when we talk about like the loss of our parents, and that both my mom and dad are gone, and the other night, my husband, his job now ended too. We're like the layoff family. He got to Tehachapi, and I got home from work, and we're sitting there talking, and he goes, I have some bad news to tell you. So but my thought was, okay, who died, who's sick, or who's getting divorced? You know, he goes, Monday morning when I was driving back to Calabasas, he goes, I got a ticket. And I'm like, oh, okay, so what? It's like, again, what's important, and how are you using your time, and are you being in the moment, like Siobhan was talking about, you know, when you're a small child, and really staying like now, and still reaching for the other things that I want to, you know, work on, which I'm going to do now that we've gotten at least moved. We're still living out of boxes, but to move forward with the things that I want to share in this next part. So I just thank Raven for her patience with me, and the ladies too for their support. I had a lot of fun. If you want to be in a fun group, this is it. We went to 2 or 3 events together, you know, had our lockdown, and you know, really have a lot of fun too. So if you feel like you're like me, a step forward, a step back, because I decided to go back to a regular human resources position, but it's exactly what I wanted to be doing on my own, and working with about 70 different companies on their HR needs. So it can work out in a different picture of maybe what you didn't think. So yeah.
And remember what Jim Rohn, I told her, you know, going back to work, Jim Rohn says I'm working part-time I'm working full-time on my job and part-time on my future. And I shared with her, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I've been building this thing for years. I went back to work several times, but it doesn't mean that you have to stop your dream, right? Because that's just income that will help you build your dream. And when you look at it that way, and this is what I truly hope you will take in mind, but I also told you, don't get comfortable because the layoff may come again. So be building your business while you have the income. Just, thank you, ladies.